Welcome to another edition of Delta Media Group's Tech Tuesday, where we can't help but think that, if Marty could go back and prevent his parents from... So when he first kept his parents from meeting, shouldn't the story have... Forget it. Every time I think about it just gets to be too much. So, today, we are going to take a look at a new feature we've added to the DeltaNET that allows you to get a kind of instant report of market information. So it is part of the Market Watch, but it allows you to, in the DeltaNET, actually see a report right away. So, let's go down and take a look at it. So to get there, I'm going to go down here to Listings, and then down to Market Watch Reports. So this is a feature we've had here for a while. This allows you to create a Market Watch report that you can share with Facebook. You can check a box to have it share automatically with Facebook. And then you can also set this up so that you can attach it to multiple customers at once. So it's just a convenient way that you can create a Market Watch report that you want to share in some different ways instead of just attaching it to a single customer. So I'll go ahead and go through the creation of a Market Watch report so that we can take a look at that. So I'm going to click on Add a Market Watch. And you see I have a few different options for how I can define my market area. So I can choose a boundary area like a school district or a city. I can go by area. In this case it would be drawn on a map, like a box, a polygon drawn on a map. I can go by radius, which again is on a map, but just a radius on the map. Or I can go by market, which is going to be the market name. So we'll take a look at each of those real quick. I'm just going to say by market. And you can see up here I can type in, say, Canton, for example. And that gives me all the matches for Canton, so I can select the city, I can select some school districts, so I have a number of options there. So we'll go ahead and cancel that one. And I'll click on Add a Market Watch again, and this time we'll take a look at radius. So here I can type an address that will allow me to center my radius, but I'll have to back out a little bit in this case because of how big the radius circle is. But if I make that a little bit smaller, I can go ahead and move that around, and I can put the circle centered in the diameter of whatever I want, and then I would give it a name once I've chosen my radius. So we'll close this one out, and I can also go by area. So under area, see I get a map again like I did with radius, but in this case I can actually draw a polygon in whatever shape I would like. So if I wanted to just draw a box around a specific neighborhood, I can do that. So there we go. So that allows me to draw a polygon. Again, I can name this one with a custom name like I could the radius version. And then lastly, I'm going to click on Add a Market Watch, and by boundary, again I get to see the map, but this time it lets me select a boundary. So I'll say by school districts, and then we'll let it load up the matches, and then I'll say by perilocal schools. And you can see it shows me the box. Now I didn't have very many school districts there in my options. It determines which ones to put in that box based on what my map is. So if I wanted to see different school districts, I would just have to move my map to where those districts are, and then they would load up in the map, and you can see it reloads when I move the map around. So now this one named itself because I chose a known school district, and I can go down here, I can choose who I want to post this as. If I want to post it as myself or as the office, I can make choices there. These are both offices this account is a member of. So whatever offices you're a member of. On our interval, it's going to be, I believe it'll be quarterly by default, but you can change this. Oftentimes I think that some companies have it set to monthly by default, but in here you can choose how often you want basically the system to regenerate this report. So if you have it set to post on Facebook, for example, it'll only post every time the Market Watch is regenerated. So if I set this to monthly, it's going to post the first one, and then a month later it's going to basically get new data for the report and post again. So I'll set it to monthly. And then I can choose some property criteria if I want to narrow this down to only specific kinds of properties, or the data in this report if I wanted to narrow it down. So I can choose from property types, and then I can also choose from property-specific information like beds, baths, price, things like that. And then lastly, I can put a limit here on the bottom where it's only going to show properties updated in the last time limit. So I can put a time limit on that if I want. Lastly, I can put an image on this. This is going to be used as kind of the share image for this Market Watch report. So it's definitely a good idea to put that in there, especially if you plan on using this for sharing on social media, because if it shares to Facebook, this is the image that it's going to try to prefer. So that's how you would put a custom image in there. So once you're all set, you just click on Done, and then that'll add the Market Watch to your list here. From there, you can choose whether or not you want that to post on Facebook. You can choose the actions here, so you could print one from here, you can preview it. Add to customers allows you to add to customers in bulk, or you could go in and edit or delete it. Now the feature that we've just added, and you can see that you have to preview the Market Watch before it actually gives you sharing options. That's what generates the first one. But what we've added to this page is if we scroll down, you can see all of the Market Watches that I have created up here exist in this Market Watch Overviews list. What this allows you to do is just select a Market Watch and very quickly see all the data from that Market Watch. So, number of coming soons, number of new listings, actives, and you can read through all the information you can get really quickly here at a glance to see exactly how that market's doing. Now additionally, I can go with some different options as far as the time frame I want to look at for all the criteria there. So past 24 hours, past 3 days, and the system will update based on what that data looks like. So it's pretty cool, and it's a way that you can really stay in touch with different markets that you can set up here and quickly just cycle through them, to kind of get a gauge on all the markets in these ever-changing times. So there you go. That is the new Market Watch Overview system, and a quick overview of the, adding a bulk Market Watch in here like we've had for a while. As always, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, feel free to send an email into support@deltagroup.com or give us a call, and we'll be happy to walk you through this feature or anything else you need. Thanks a lot.